How's it going, guys? Today we're with Roxanne Richard again, and we're going to be talking about owner's title insurance and the importance of having it on your home.
Thanks, Matt. In terms of title insurance, when you buy a house, every lender requires you to buy a policy to protect the bank. What you may or may not know is that you also have the opportunity to buy a policy to protect you. That policy basically makes sure that the title that you're getting, the deed, the ownership to the property, is good, clear, and marketable. You know, when we do a house search on title in Massachusetts, Matt, we do a 50-year title search. So we're looking back 50 years to make sure that A transferred to B transferred to C, and so on. But sometimes we see things like, for instance, it may be an estate that in the chain of title that sold a piece of property. And what title insurance does is to make sure that, you know, no heirs can creep out and suddenly say, I didn't sign up for that, or I didn't know I was an heir to Aunt Mary's estate, and so now they're challenging that. So that's one of the things that you can do. Also, a lot of times when you do a transaction, you know, somebody for the seller might come under power of attorney. But let's say that power of attorney was revoked 20 minutes before the closing, and that person signed. You know, you've relied on that. And so it basically, think of it as prepaid legal fees at a much lower rate. And so it's a one-time expense. It's good for as long as you own the property, and it is very different than your homeowner's insurance. Your homeowner's insurance, as Jeanette will say, protects you against things that happen to your home. This protects against things that happen to your ownership of the home.
I think title insurance is definitely important. I mean, a lot of people, if you're buying your first home, you don't really know so much about it, but you have to think further down the line, because eventually most people are going to sell their house. They're going to change, you know, if they change their job or if they want to change locations, they're going to sell their home, and the last thing you need is right before closing having a problem with title and not having, you know, the title insurance to cover it, because a problem with your title can get extremely expensive and it can be lengthy. So you definitely want to have the protection in place so that you can have something like that covered. So.
Yeah, and a lot of times, especially when we were in the eras of consistent refinances, the bank paperwork didn't always catch up to kind of the discharges and making sure that they were done. Because mortgages transfer. So a mortgage might be owned by Bank A and go to Bank B, and then it's discharged by Bank A, which creates a title issue. And you're absolutely right that an owner's policy will help to make sure that problem goes away much more quickly so that we can keep everything on track for a home sale.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in today. If you have any questions for Roxanne and myself on title insurance, please reach out, and we'll try and include a little fact sheet on title insurance. So I'm glad that you guys tuned in, and if you have any questions, please leave them below. If you have any topics that you want us to cover, please leave them below, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks.